The mail never stops.
Here comes the mailman.
Mail time.
The mail's here. When you control the mail, you control information.
If there's something strange in your league, who you gonna call?
This might be the only day where that little Ghostbusters tune is actually appropriate for the show. Welcome to the Sleeper
That's
Wire.
right.
Welcome to the Sleeper Wire. What do we call it? The candy sack? The Sleeper Wire candy sack tonight.
The candy sack.
We got
Trick or treat.
Yeah, okay. We'll see how many we can get in. Some really puns and jokes and stuff, but it is the Sleeper Wire mail sack, aka today the candy sack, the most interactive show on the planet for fantasy football. We do it every week. We answer your questions that you send us on the Sleeper app through email. When you go to our website, you click free advice. You can send us questions through our email there. We answer them on the show and throughout the week. If you're listening on a recording or on Dash Radio, you got to realize the phone number is not going to work because it's not live for you. But if you're listening live right now, you can go and call 256-56-SLEEP, 256-567-5337, and reach us immediately. We will put you on hold. We'll take your calls and answer your questions first. So that's the advantage to call in. We get to you first. All right, tonight we welcome back Lucas, fresh off an exciting coin-dealing trip into Baltimore, new home of Ty Montgomery, so that's exciting. We got George in here, producer Steve's here, and Prophet Hoos might join us in a little bit as well. So, guys, we already got a couple calls, and I haven't been able to screen them, but I think I know this number, so let's just go ahead and add Curtis to the call, I believe. Is this Curtis?
Yes, it is.
Hey,
yes,
Curtis.
It is Curtis. What's up, guys? What's up, man?
Curtis, I missed you, buddy. I've been talking to you every Wednesday for half a year for the last 2 years.
Yeah, man. It felt weird when you wasn't here last week, man. It felt weird, man.
How'd they do? Did they give you good advice?
Ooh, don't ask that question.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that.
All right. Are you telling me I don't get to miss many more shows? Is that what you're saying?
We may or may not have missed big time on a quarterback.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh, did it start with a J?
Yeah, well, we might have told we might have told him to sit Deshaun Watson and start Jameis.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Ooh, that's a bad call. Ooh,
that was a hurt. That was a painful.
Yeah, it was.
But maybe he would have got some more points if he didn't do so poorly that he got benched.
I mean, it's all. I mean, it make you feel better, man. I mean, if I would have started Washington, I would have won by 0.4 because Washington did so good. But people on my team just did I played against the highest score this week, and I put up 100. I put up 160 something with David Njoku giving me a 0, with the coach defense giving me -2, and with Dan Bailey giving me 1.
Yeah.
But thank God my receivers, man, because AB played hard. Thomas did okay. Evans went crazy. James Conner is an animal. Marlon Mack is a beast. Kerryon Johnson did his thing. It is what it is, man.
Yeah, it sounds like you're still doing all right.
Okay.
What one loss?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's all good, man. I'm 6-2. It's totally fine. I'm leading the pack right now. It is all good.
All right. So what you got for us this week?
Okay. All right. I was lucky enough. I don't know how this happened. Aaron Jones was on waiver, so I scooped him up immediately. I don't know how that happened. So I picked him up, and this week I put him in my flex. I'm starting James Conner. My other running back is Kerryon Johnson. I got Marlon Mack on bye. I don't know what's going on with Sonny Michel, so I'm going to sit him this week. And my other running back is Deion Lewis. So I feel more comfortable with the running backs I have instead of putting Deion Lewis against the Cowboys.
That's right.
If you guys could, all right, good. I feel that was a good decision. I was lucky enough to pick up. Courtland Sutton, even though I don't need him. I picked him up so nobody else can pick him up.
Absolutely.
So I want to scoot him up. Yeah, I want to scoot him up, and I know Deshaun Watson going to buy next week, so I picked up Fitzmagic just to put him on the bench. Hopefully he erupt this week, and Derek Carter just let him ride out for next week, and let him play whole entire game. Don't do no halftime switch because I feel Winston done. Winston is done for the year. That's Winston for the whole year. You guys are finished with him. He's done now. I don't want to see him on Winston at all. I never want to look at Winston again.
Yeah, nobody wants to see Winston that has a skill position player on that team. Evans falls off dramatically. We saw O.J. Howard came out of nowhere and put up 10 points in the last half of a quarter of that game. Everyone on that team, Deshaun Jackson comes back to life. Every single person, Chris Godwin, everybody wants Fitzpatrick out there.
It got so bad that Deshaun Watson asked for a trade because he started Winston.
Oh, man. Yes. So I think you're okay there. But what else do you have for us?
All right. Well, I kind of got burnt with defense last week, so right now I'm looking at the Cowboys or the Redskins. Who you guys think I should pick up?
I'm liking the Cowboys personally. The Titans are not a team to put up big numbers, so even if the Cowboys don't play great, I don't see the Titans putting up more than 24 points. So that, to me, that gives you a pretty good floor for the Cowboys. And honestly, the Cowboys have been balling this year in terms of their actual NFL defense. They've looked really, really good. So I expect them to have a pretty decent game, especially for a bye week fill-in. You can't really count on the defensive TDs, but anything's possible. What do you think?
Yeah, I kind of like the Cowboys defense. They've been really solid all year. They're not going to go out and knock your socks off, but they're pressuring the quarterback. They're getting to the quarterback and getting sacks.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to agree here and go with Cowboys.
That's right. You better sneak in and talk good about my boys.
It's the only way.
Yeah. I can't be talking about the Skins in here. That's a rival. We can't be talking them up. But no, the Skins did get Ha Clinton Dix, but I'm still going to lean Cowboys here.
Oh yeah,
I got you. And another question right quick. You got I listened to the Tuesday show when you guys were doing the reviews of all the games. You guys talk about Jack Doyle. I don't have the room to pick him up this week, but everybody in my league already got kind of good. Everybody got kind of good established tight ends already, so I got worried about picking up Jack Doyle. I was thinking like next week when David Njoku was going by, should I just outright drop him for Jack Doyle, or I'll try to drop Allen Robinson for Jack Doyle.
Ooh.
Wow.
I cannot encourage that. If you do it, I get it, but I can't in good faith say I would drop Allen Robinson for Jack Doyle.
Yeah, even though I don't love Allen Robinson, I'm probably not dropping him. And Doyle should be a productive tight end the rest of the way through, and since he's already going to have had his bye, I don't think that you necessarily need another tight end. So you're probably okay dropping who you have.
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't Njoku. I mean, he kind of burned me. He really burned me last week. But I mean, I talk up to what it is. Hopefully this week he do me some justice before I set him free to the waiver wire.
Yeah, and that was really painful to see that happen. But I don't think that happens again with Njoku. And I'm hoping he has a pretty good game against KC. They've given up a lot of points to the tight end. And I honestly expect the Browns to make this a little bit of, at least make this slightly competitive in terms of the points that they're putting up. Yeah.
I'm hoping for a shootout. That'd be nice.
You got anything else for us, Curtis, there?
Actually, I have nothing else for you guys, but it's been awesome talking to you guys. Happy Halloween, all that good shit, man.
Absolutely.
Happy Halloween, buddy. Good luck, man.
All right, send you guys, man.
Good luck, Curtis. We'll talk to you on Sunday because I know you're going to call on the blitz too.
That's right. All right, Steve. Who do we got next?
Sorry, I was on hold. I was dealing with call. I was putting caller on hold. We got up next Paul from New Jersey. Paul, thanks for calling the Sleepwire show.
Yeah, how's it going, guys?
Hey, Paul. What's going on, bud?
Not too much. So I made a trade today, and it's not that I'm second guessing it, but I figured I have some free time, and I might as well call it in. Tell you guys it and see your opinions, see if you think I made out or if I did make out. So I'm currently sitting at I think I'm 6-2. I'm second in the league, and my team currently is Deshaun Watson, Stephon Diggs, Juju, Demaryius Thomas, McCaffrey, James Conner, Kittle, Doug Martin, Saquon Barkley, and then my bench is Njoku, Mack, Olsen, Cutie, and Parker. So my wide receivers are obviously kind of weak, and my running backs are obviously my strength with McCaffrey, Connor, Barkley, and Mack. A good friend of mine has a team that is the opposite stacked with wide receivers, and he doesn't have many running backs because of injuries. So I proposed this to him, and he accepted it. I gave him Mack, and he gave me Mike Evans and Andrew Luck.
Wow.
Well, I think that you did just fine there. I know he's if Fitzpatrick is there, Evans goes right back up to his wide receiver one every single week. I like Luck.
That's exactly why I targeted Evans, because I figured, like, if you see, it's just a total different offense with Fitzpatrick out there.
Yeah.
And before Evans' value goes back to the roof because Fitzpatrick's starting, I figured I'd target him because this kid needs a running back. And then next week, I know I have Watson on the bye, so I figured, why not try for? I honestly probably would have done Mack for Evans straight up, but I figured he had Luck on his bench and he had Breeze as a starter. So I figured why not, maybe get Luck out of him too, and he accepted it straight up. So
if I was him, I would have held Luck and traded Breeze, but
same here.
Yeah, so. I honestly I think the same thing. Luck is very consistent.
Well, you're going to run into the issues plus some that they had last year, and it's exactly what we've been talking about all offseason. When Ingram comes back, is they go back to being a run-first team. When Breeze needs to throw, he's there, but most of the time they don't need it. And now they have Taysom Hill coming in, who can apparently throw 50-yard accurate deep passes and snipe touchdowns from everybody in the red zone. So Drew Brees is going to be a very frustrating player to own throughout the rest of this season. And
I agree.
I think Luck is going to be strong. So the best thing that you can really hope for is Jameis Winston to go sit down. And that is,
seriously.
Ryan Fitzpatrick is much better.
Sit down, be humble. Sit down, be humble, Jameis.
That's right.
Down, be humble.
Hoos, what do you think here, bud? Oh, lost Hoos there. All right, so do you have any other? George? Are you still here?
Yep, I'm still here.
Okay, so what do you think on this?
I'm sorry, I had it on mute there.
I had a feeling Hughes was just talking, but he was on mute.
It's like, whoa, I'm not done with my response yet. Hold on, what you cutting me off for?
Notorious.
Hey, go ahead, Hughes. I got to step out for just a second.
Sorry. What's the question again?
Oh, so it was basically just my trade proposal that I got accepted today. I gave away Marlon Mack, and I received Andrew Luck and Mike Evans on. And basically, my team is very strong with running backs and I wouldn't say very weak, but on the weaker side of wide receivers.
Well, I mean that's out freaking standing. I mean I'd say. I mean that's a great trade for you. So
that's exactly the conclusion we came to.
Yep.
And well, if you don't have any other questions, Bud, we're probably going to move on to the next caller. But call back next week, and hopefully you get to
guys. I'll call back next week.
Yep.
Cool, man.
All right, sounds good, guys. Happy Halloween.
Thanks, you too, Paul. Thanks for calling.
Happy Halloween, buddy.
All right, up next we got oh shit, I didn't know I could ban people. This software is so cool.
Nice.
I can
Steve's gonna ban me.
I can ban numbers. Oh, I love it. I'd never ban anybody, but we'll see what happens. I might get crazy. Kevin's on the show. Kevin, thanks for calling into the Sleeper Wire show.
Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing?
What's up, Kev?
Hey, so I have a question. I am in a 2-quarterback, 2-kicker, 2-defense, 10-team league, and it's kind of exhausting. And my quarterbacks are Brady, Wentz, and Jameis. And being it's a 2-quarterback league and Jameis gone, I was not able to pick up any quarterbacks that were going to be active outside of Nathan Peterman. So that is who I'm playing. Luckily, I'm sitting at 6-2. And I just want to know who you guys think I should store for the rest of the season, Eli or Tannehill as my third quarterback.
It would be Eli for me. Eli has something like the third or fourth most yards, believe it or not, thrown this season. Not a ton of touchdowns and obviously plenty of interceptions. Yeah, he's actually thrown for a lot of yards, and it's been a lot downfield. And Barkley really helps that. Because it doesn't matter if it's a 2-yard screen pass and Barkley runs for 50, it's still a 50-yard play for Eli. And with Evan Ingram back and still having Shepard, I think that we actually see Eli, as long as he doesn't get benched, have a be so-so for fantasy production, which would be really good for your third QB.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so
Eli's got better offensive weapons on his team as well.
Yeah, check this out. Eli is third in yardage. He has 2,377. The only 3 people with more are Pat Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, and Jared Goff.
There's a question. There's a question you can ask a league mate and stump him on.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But see,
there you go, man. And then also, I'm
go
sorry,
ahead.
go on.
I was going to say Eli has eight touchdowns. 8 touchdowns. That's why he's so low.
Wow.
Yep.
Got
how many touchdowns?
All right,
All right, so hit us. What's the next one?
I got, for a full-point PPR, I need you to choose 2 out of this list of 6, unfortunately. I have Gronk, Lindsey, Lamar Miller, Ingram, Nick Chubb, and Njoku, who I really didn't want to put on that list, but I just need 2 for a full-point PPR, and there's no tight end positions. There's just 3 flex spots, so I can technically – you don't have to pick a tight end out of there, obviously.
Okay, so Ingram, we're talking Mark Ingram, obviously, right?
Yep.
Yes, exactly.
So it's Mark Ingram and Lindsey for me. What about you two?
Yep. Lindsey for me as well.
Yeah, Lindsey's a must for me. I'm not going to shy away from Chubb, but actually I'm going to go Chubb.
Okay. I'm all right with that.
Okay.
I'm okay with that, but I expect Mark Ingram to still get his.
Got you. So you guys don't like Gronk at all against the Packers?
He's okay, but there's no guarantee usage there. Your other guys are guaranteed skilled running backs on teams that they're going to get volume, and they're both really good running backs.
Who are you starting at tight end over Gronk?
There's no tight end.
He doesn't have to start at tight end.
Oh,
so.
okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm in a league I'm in a league like that as well. I actually love it.
Yeah, it's way better. The tight end positions, after Ertz and Kelsey, I don't think there's anybody that you
I mean, after that, it doesn't matter. For sure. You're exactly right.
And then I have a rest of the season question. You guys got thoughts on Amendola versus Parker? I know it's not very exciting, but do you predict one player will get better usage in a half-point PPR league?
I'm going to have to go Parker. If I had to lay my money down on the line, it would be Parker getting more points rest of season.
Yep, same here.
Yeah, he's got a better
have to agree. Yeah.
Okay.
I like Amendola as well, but Parker for sure.
Right. And then in a league, same league, where you don't have to play a tight end for this week, Amendola or Olsen. I'm not thrilled with Olsen's targets. He seems just kind of opportunistic right now with his production, and I don't really like how I think DJ Moore has been getting more looks. I'm just not as comfortable playing Olsen, and I feel like Amendola might be a better play here, but I'm not too sure.
You definitely want to monitor what's going on with Amendola, and also who's going to be starting. I know Amendola's dealing with a little bit of an injury there. I think I'm probably going Olsen.
Yeah, I'm going Olsen as well.
Tampa Bay's letting up a lot of points to the tight end.
Tampa Bay's giving up a lot of points to anybody in the passing game.
Yep.
I'm going Olsen as well.
Got you. And then, I'm sorry. I have, for the rest of the season, rank Golden Tate, Sutton, Thomas.
For me, it would be Sutton, Tate, Thomas.
Wow. Okay.
Thomas, we're talking Demaryius?
Yes, sir.
Ooh.
My reasoning on that is I'm not a huge fan of wide receivers that change teams in the middle of the season. They have no chemistry with the new quarterback that they're going to. They don't know the playbook. So there's going to be some growing pains and some learning curves there.
I'm going Tate.
You're going Tate first?
Yeah, Tate, Thomas, then Sutton.
There's a lot of mouths to feed there in Philly with Alshon, Ertz, Aguilar. I mean, Jordan Matthews and Aguilar both look pretty good. And then obviously Ertz is getting him, and then they're getting Dallas Goedert out there also. So I'm just worried about how many targets that Tate's actually going to get.
I think the Tate signing hurts Ertz a little bit because they both play the same part of the field.
Right. Exactly. They're running the same routes.
I like the guy Tim Patrick. He had a reception for 24 yards and it went for a touchdown. It was actually his only target. I think that he could get used more. So I don't think it's 100% Sutton, even though obviously he's been getting the volume there. But I think that guy has definitely a lot of the potential, and I'd probably give it a week, to even evaluate it.
Yeah,
to be fair.
I'm just worried that he's touchdown dependent because his yards per target are so high. I think his catch percentage is in the 50s or something. So I don't know if his role is really going to change. And when you have Keenum thrown to you, I feel uncomfortable starting him in a PPR league.
Yeah, and that's what I think. That's exactly where I am with it. I mean, if it's if we're talking about a better quarterback, then sure, and that's why I have Thomas ahead. It's a better quarterback.
So I have a wild, bold prediction that the Bills' defense this week is going to do well against the Bears. How do you guys feel about that? I can explain to you my reasoning, but it really is just that I feel like the Bills are extremely underrated defense. They've been outside of the games that they've gotten blown out. I think their margins of losses aren't that high, and I think Mitch Trubisky is pretty overrated, and the fantasy stats and the rushing floor really just make him look good. But he's turnover prone. Do you think that's a good desperate streamer? This is a 2 defense league, unfortunately, so this is how I'm leaning towards the Bills, because there are better options just not available in my league.
Yeah, the Bills really have what I'm going to say is a top 8 defense in the NFL. The issue is that when you come in and you get ran over, it's really demoralizing. And if your team can't put up any points, then it's just human nature. People stop playing. They do. They stop playing.
True.
But going into this week as your second defense, there's definitely worse teams that you could have.
Mm-hmm. Got you. Do you guys feel that Trubisky is a good sell high though? Just from because I'm a Bears fan. I watch this game. It's nauseating watching him play. But
I think
running floor is so good that it's deceiving.
That's what I was going to say. He's got a very safe floor. If I'm not mistaken, he's either leading the league in rushing as a quarterback or within the top 3. He's very high up there. He's got a very safe floor with regards to being a fantasy quarterback. So you don't have to be a good quarterback to be a good fantasy quarterback. We've seen that with Blake Bortles. We've seen it with Jameis Winston.
Yeah, we have.
So you don't have to looking at the game and saying, okay, he's not a great NFL quarterback. That doesn't necessarily transition to is he a good fantasy quarterback. If you're talking strictly fantasy, he's a good fantasy quarterback.
Okay, so I should feel comfortable holding on to him then rather than trying to sell him for a skill player. Someone proposed to me a trade for Mitch in a 2-quarterback league where quarterbacks are obviously valued a lot higher, but Mitch Trubisky for Josh Gordon, straight up.
How many quarterbacks do you have on your team?
I have Mitch Trubisky, Goff, and Smith.
No, you're not doing it.
I'm not doing that.
Nope. Not in a 2-quarterback league.
No.
Nope.
Yeah. You want to keep 3 quarterbacks in a 2-quarterback league just in case something happens, like what happens with Jameis or someone gets injured. And honestly, as much as I'm not a Trubisky fan, I rank him above Alex Smith.
Oh yeah, easily above Alex Smith. I was going to say he's the second best quarterback on your team.
Oh yeah,
right. Okay, I like that. And then last thing, guys, Fitz or Big Ben this week?
Big Ben.
Fitz.
I'm a James Conner under too. Big Ben, even with the hand.
Fitz.
I think I'm going Fitz because that Baltimore defense. This could be a low scoring endeavor.
And on the road.
Yeah, I think that I'm sitting Big Ben for this one and rolling with Fitz, even though I don't love Fitz's matchup against Carolina, who's balling out right now.
Yeah.
I just think that he's going to pass enough times and, he's going to fall into 20-something points.
Okay. Hey, I like that. All right. Well, I was a first-time caller, guys. Thanks for being so helpful, and you guys have a good rest of your night, okay?
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
All right, thanks for calling in, Kevin. We got Chad from Oregon has been on hold for damn near 20 minutes. Chad, you are a patient man. Welcome to the Sleeper Wire Show.
What's up,
How's
Chad?
it going, guys?
Hey,
what's going on, Chad?
Hey, so I just had a quick question. I'm trying to decide who to play for my flex, and I have Marvin Jones and Sammy Watkins available. And I'm debating between Marvin Jones Jr., Sammy Watkins, and Cortland Sutton, who to start.
Season or
I think just for this week.
Yeah, just for this week, because for some reason when I drafted, all my bye weeks are 9, 10, 11, 12.
So what I'm going to say here is monitor what's going on with Tyreek Hill, which I think he's going to play.
Okay.
And assuming that he is going to play, I'm going to lean Marvin Jones here. Marvin Jones is coming off of a big game. Looks like he finally looked in sync with Stafford. They no longer have Golden Tate. They're competing for targets. I think Marvin Jones is clearly the guy to go with here.
Yeah, he leads the team with 17 deep targets. He leads the team in red zone targets with 12. The last time the Lions, the last time they played the Vikings, Jones went off for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. So Stafford's going to target him. Doesn't matter if he's being covered by Xavier Rhodes or not.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go Watkins here, just because of the matchup. I think he's and Tyreek Hill, if he's banged up, even if he does play, I don't think he's going to be 100%. So I'm going to go Watkins here. He's been looking really good, other than like one. I mean, he's been kind of boom or bust for you, but I mean, I definitely like to just kind of leave him in my lineup kind of all season and just kind of let him do what he does, and just kind of deal with the results afterwards. So I definitely like Watkins.
Okay. Yeah. The only problem I have with Watkins is it's a 2 QB league, and currently I'm sitting with Mahomes, and I also in my tight end have Kelsey. So I'm wondering if that's a little too much Kansas City.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I don't really think it is too much KC. I mean, there's a risk that they can come out and just completely bust, and that would just sink your team. But we've seen enough from Mahomes and that Kansas City offense to know that it's going to take a lot for them to do that. They're just so talented at every position. I'm not going to shy away. I've got a couple of teams where I've got three players from the Colts. I've got a team that's got 3 players from the the Eagles. I don't mind rolling out there with a quarterback, running back, and wide receiver, or quarterback, wide receiver, and tight end if they're valuable.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah,
dude. You got a problem with too many touchdowns? Come on. That's the kind of problem I want to have. Shit. Oh, I like it.
Yeah, so I have another question for you guys real quick. Do you guys think Dalvin Cook is worth holding on to?
Yes.
For Week 11?
Yes, absolutely. I would say that if he's not playing after their bye week, he's he's cuttable. But if he either plays this week or comes out and plays the week after their bye and looks good, then that guy could be a championship winner for you. He was one of the most productive running backs at the beginning of last year. And he's not dealing with a re-injury of the same injury that he had that he took him out. I mean, this is a hamstring. So I know that's annoying, but that team is good. The only thing they are missing, I mean, look what Latavius Murray has done on a couple different games. And Dalvin Cook is significantly better. With Adam Thielen and Diggs doing what they're doing and Kirk Cousins looking pretty good and that defense looking all right, Dalvin Cook will step in and shine. Just got to get him healthy.
Okay.
Who's
right,
George? You guys have a different take there?
No, I'm
agree.
right there.
All right, Chad.
I'm right there.
Chad, thanks for calling into the show, man. Tune in next week, and we do a show on Sunday mornings too, 11:30 to 1 o'clock. Start sit advice, same channel, same place, same phone number. So, thanks for joining us today. All right, coming up next, we got.
Thank you guys.
He's still there. Thought I got rid of him. Not in a mean way. With another very patient person. John from New York is on the show. Been hanging out. Guys, thank you for spending so much time on hold. We hope you enjoy the show. John, you're up on the Sleepwire show.
Hey, no problem, guys. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, John? Appreciate your patience.
Yeah, hey, no problem. Well, listen, you guys helped me out this weekend when I called in on Sunday, so I figured it's worth it to spend some time to talk to you guys again. So I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Got a couple of questions. Buddy? I'll get to the first. First one is quick. Just talking defenses. I have Carolina defense, and I also have picked up Oakland just in case C.J. Beathard does not play. Is that actually an option on Thursday if Beathard doesn't play, or should I just roll with Carolina?
Roll with Carolina. I'll make that easy for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, go use that spot on a skill position player.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I just don't trust Oakland. They're so bad, but that matchup with the undrafted quarterback is just hard to not think about. So
it does sound tasty, but Oakland has only had, I think, 2 even remotely usable games. They've been possibly the worst defense this year to use, so
yeah,
very tough to trust them.
Cool. All right, great. And then my next question really quickly is about running backs, probably just narrowing down. I need to pick between these three of these four guys. Hunt, who's obviously a must-start, and then Tariq Cohen, Nick Chubb, or Aaron Jones. So two of those next three guys.
What's your scoring format?
It is half-point PPR.
Ooh.
I'm going Cohen and Chubb.
I'm going to go Chubb and Cohen as well.
Yeah, I'm there also. Although I do like how things are looking up for Aaron Jones. They've slimmed down, got rid of Montgomery. It's just him and Jamal. Clearly, he ripped off that 28-yard run that I really wished he would have gotten tackled from, but he didn't.
No, the problem is we're all in agreement that Aaron Jones is going to get an increase in workload. And what's going to happen is Mike McCarthy's actually going to increase Jamal Williams' workload. Watch. And just piss everybody off.
Yeah, that could happen.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is that in that game, I know it's going to be a high-scoring game, but I also have Rodgers. So I feel like I'm not missing out so much if that game is just through the roof in points, which is why I originally had what you guys were saying. My gut was Cohen, Hunt, and Chubb there.
Yeah, you got to trust the gut.
That's the way we'd be, and we would much prefer to be a week too late than a week too early, because you have other options with guys that can get you points, and the last thing that you want is to try to be predicting, okay, Aaron Jones is finally going to get this big uptick in usage, and then he doesn't, and then one of these other guys goes off.
Yeah. All right, cool. So I'll leave that the way it is. Thanks for that. The next one, and this is really sort of the problem that I have with this week. I got a lot of wide receivers on bye, and I'm choosing between four guys that are kind of meddling here. So I have to choose three wide receivers between Tyler Lockett, Traquan Smith, Cortland Sutton, or Tyrell Williams.
And how many of these do you get again?
I have to pick three. I have to pick three, and it's half-point PPR.
So Sutton, Lockett, Tyrell Williams, and who was the other one?
Traquan Smith.
Ooh, that's tough.
I'm probably sitting Traquan.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I am.
I'm in agreement with that.
Here's my logic behind that. Tyrell Williams has a huge ceiling. Rivers has been slinging it. He's made some really tough catches this year, and all it takes is one big play from Tyrell, which is more than
what the Rock is cooking.
That's a little
premature.
Guys, I'm
He's
sorry.
Just making sure he had it.
No, my stupid cat just stepped on my keyboard and fired the Rock's music. I'm keeping.
All right, man.
I threw him across the room. Gently.
Yes, I'm done.
All right, sorry about that.
No worries.
No problem.
So Tyrell's that guy that can win you a week, right? He's that guy that can win you a week by putting up 15 points. He doesn't have a real high floor, but he can help you with a couple big plays. Sutton, I think, is going to have a big week with Demaryius gone. He's just going to fill in that role. We've seen what he can do, and Tyler Lockett's kind of just been the guy there.
Yeah, it's like I can't sit Tyler Lockett no matter what I do. He's like a perfect wide receiver 3 this year.
Yeah, I'm playing Lockett either way.
Yeah.
And then if you're looking for that boom, I guess you're going Tyrell. Otherwise, if you're going safe, I think Sutton's probably the answer.
But you're taking Traquan though, also.
No, I'm gonna go Sutton and Lockett there.
I think it's 3 out of the 4, right?
Yeah, he's got to start 3. The one I'm sitting is Traquan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so Traquan.
Yeah. Okay. That seems to be the consensus. All right, great guys. And then one last one really quickly: Greg Olsen or Trey Burton?
Greg Olsen.
Yeah, Olsen against Tampa. That's juicy.
Yeah. You start anybody who's playing Tampa, they're giving up points to everybody. Only one, and I feel bad because I recommended him a lot last week, but when Njoku was the only tight end that Tampa has stopped from scoring anything this year, and it just made no sense. Mm-hmm. It was more of an aberration.
D-Valve have some points, I think.
I think he did.
Yeah, DeValve had a game last week.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Yeah, so it was just a different tight end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a touchdown. Yeah, he had two receptions, 28 yards for a touchdown. So, still, double digits, against Pittsburgh.
Yeah. All right, cool, guys. Well, I won't take up any more of your time. I really appreciate your help. Good luck this week with your leagues, and hopefully I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks for calling in, John.
Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye.
All right. Don't have any more callers at the moment, but I do have a couple of Mixler questions we can bang out real fast, and we'll jump into the sack. So we got Ricardo Banks just jumped in. Thanks for tuning in again, but start 3 half-point PPR. We got Jordan Howard, Peyton Barber, Deion Lewis, and Jalen Richard. So I need 3. So who aren't you starting? Half point. Howard, Barber, Lewis, and Richard.
Peyton Barber. I don't want to start Peyton Barber against Carolina with those other 3 guys. I like all of them better.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, got June 718. Half point PPR. Choose 2. Cooper, Godwin, Traquan.
Which Cooper?
Amari.
Okay, read them one more time.
We got Amari Cooper, Godwin, and Traquan.
Godwin for sure.
Cooper. Yeah, Godwin, Cooper, I guess.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah, right. Same here.
There was one from 4 hours ago, so I guess this was a bit early. Eric Musial.
4 hours ago.
Yeah, he was a bit early to the party. Probably had to do some trick-or-treating. Eric asked, Traquan Smith, John Brown, Calvin Ridley, or Funchess. He needs 2. 1 receiver, 1 flex, standard. So we got Traquan, John Brown, Ridley, Funchess.
John Brown, Funch.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yep, same here.
All right.
Start your receivers against Tampa.
Okay. That's all we got from the Mixer right now. We do have another call. You want to do it live, damn it? We'll do it live.
Do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live. All right. George, have you seen that Bill O'Reilly clip?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Awesome. George didn't know a Queen song the other day, so hey caller, you're on the show. If you're calling from the 503 area code, I have no idea who you are. What's your name?
What is up? It's in the bag, guys. How you doing?
Oh, dude.
Hey, what's going on?
Thank you for calling back. You were on hold for like an hour. I'm sorry we had you on, so thanks for tuning back in.
That guy in front of me. That guy in front of me got everybody's opinion on everything.
He needed some help.
No problem. It's all good. Hey, I'm not in a bad spot, but I'm in a tough spot here. I'm looking at which tight end to start, and I'm looking at Kittle and Olsen, and they both have really great matchups. I tend to not like what I get from Thursday night games, so I just want to get your guys' opinions on that.
Ooh, give me Kittle.
So I have these two almost dead even if C.J. Beathard is playing. If C.J. Beathard is not playing, then I'm going Olsen for sure. So I would just monitor what's going on with that tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'm leaning Olsen just because I can't recommend not starting a tight end against
Tampa.
Against the Tampa. That matchup is just way too juicy. It's got too much juice.
Right. For sure. Okay. And then also, I'm actually looking at week 9 because that's a big bye week for me. I've got my wide receiver 1 and 2 and my kicker on a bye. So, anyways, what are you guys' thoughts on Randall Cobb as just like a 1-week streamer for week 10?
He can hit. He can absolutely hit on any given week. We just know that it's kind of like roulette now because Geronimo Allison's back, Cobb's back. Marquise Valdez is looking really good. Jimmy Graham's still doing his thing. So it's really difficult to say where those targets are going to fall. But one normal target from Aaron Rodgers is like 1.5 from anyone else. So, if you're getting 5 or 6, then you're probably feeling okay.
Yeah, it's one of those things where the wide receivers, there's so many good ones right now in Green Bay that you just don't know who Aaron Rodgers is going to target on a game-to-game basis.
Right on, yeah. I'm also looking at someone like Mike Williams from the Chargers is on the waiver wire. Do you think that's a better option just for that 1 week?
I love the talent with Mike Williams, but they've just been throwing it everywhere. It's been so inconsistent since the first couple of weeks when he was really balling out. I would look to see, honestly, if it were me, I would look to either grab someone like a Dante Moncrief, who has seen 17 targets in the last 2 weeks. They're in a bye right now. He's really looked like the hot hand there in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Or I would look and see if Kiki is there, because I know Demaryius Thomas is coming over there, and a lot of people let Kiki slide this week. He's still dealing with that
Kiki,
hammy.
but he's week 10 bye as well. So
okay. Dang it. Okay.
Yeah, because my wide receiver one is Hopkins and then Diggs. So last thing is, do you think that Dan Bailey is a good enough kicker that I should hold him through the bye, or would you just drop him and pick someone else up for the week and then try to get him back?
I'd drop him.
I'd drop him.
Someone else. Yeah.
There's not a guy this year that I'm going to drop a good skill position player for. I dropped Will Lutz in one of my leagues, and then was lucky that I had Butker there, who's done pretty well for me since.
There's so many good kickers this year. You got Myers, you got Suckup,
Kai Fairbarns doing
Fairbarns.
things.
Yeah, I mean, you just pick one. I mean, you drop one. Even if he's number one at the time, you got Crosby out there. It's so many.
Unless you just have a rotating player, like a spot that's just not hit for you, that you're just rotating weekly, that you're okay to drop. But if you have good players and you're sitting there thinking, none of these guys are people that I care to drop, no, then your kicker's the guy to go.
Right. Cool. Right on. All right. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Good luck, bud.
All right. Thank you for calling in again, buddy. And that is it for calls. So let's go to the sack. You guys ready to jump in?
The sack.
Got not too many questions tonight, but they're all good ones. So they should be helpful to everyone, guys. If phone lines are clear, if you do want to call in and get on the show, get your question answered. 256-56-SLEEP 256-567-5337. I had to look at my phone to figure out the spelling there.
You think he'd have it memorized here.
Yeah, that's why I write everything down. But you can call in and we'll get you on. So let's jump in the sack.
All right. Wilson 27 wants to know what wide receiver or running back can he get for Golden Tate. For me, I'd target probably like a Drake, Collins, or Eckler right now. I have no clue. I really don't know what his value is, and nobody does, I don't think. George Hoos, what do you think?
I like the Drake call, to be honest.
Might be too much right now with the, not knowing exactly what he's doing. I like the Eckler call. I like maybe trying to get Chris Thompson if he, gets some health back, and you get him for cheap now. Maybe Breda,
I'm a little scared.
Those lower guys. I don't think you're gonna get much more. I don't think you're gonna get a Cohen. I don't think you're gonna get a Drake, a Johnson. Maybe you get Miller.
Yeah, I think it really depends on how you sell it, and if you can't get one of these guys that we've talked about that we like. And I would be cautious with Chris Thompson and Breida just because of the injury. They both seem very prone to being injured this season. So be very cautious and maybe just wait and see how the Tate thing plays out. Because we know he's one of the best after the catch receivers in the league. He showed it year in and year out. He's been hitting 90 receptions every year for the last 4 straight years. And Wentz is a really good quarterback. So maybe you just want to wait and see if you can. If someone's not willing to pay up for Tate, then I think you need to hold.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, no, you can always play it safe.
All right, John Brown or Edelman PPR?
John Brown for me.
Who's?
In the PPR, I'm going Edelman.
Yeah, I'm going Edelman also against Green Bay on primetime, no less, Sunday night. I think that he's going to have a lot of points after having his first 100-yard game here with, 9 receptions? That boy is looking to ball out. Mm-hmm. Next, Vikings or Chiefs defense? This is a tough one. You got rematch Vikings with New Orleans. I'm not sure you want to play any defense against New Orleans, or Chiefs versus our boy Baker Mayfield in the Browns.
Yeah, of those two, I'm going to go Chiefs.
Yep, that brings it home for the three of us. Next, Big Blue 212 says Flacco or Mateus Ice.
Mateus.
We'll go Flacco.
Who the fuck is Mateus Ice?
It's the classy version of Matty Ice.
So I'm going Matt Ryan here.
Matt Ryan,
also,
right.
Matt Ryan's the number 3, number 4 quarterback in most leagues right now with a ton of weapons. Austin Hooper looking good. Calvin Ridley, Sanu. Matt Ryan's just the play here.
I'm jumping on my waivers right now. See who does this guy play for? Is this a rookie? Is he a walk-on? Who is this guy?
Over here googling real quick.
Yeah. At all.
Yeah, but you
Washington
like the matchup against Pittsburgh better?
Yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh usually leads to, a little bit of a, maybe not a shootout, but you never know.
That's usually a pound, dirty game.
Yeah, y'all said it earlier. I'm not expecting a high-scoring game between the Ravens and the Steelers.
I mean, Flacco could. Yeah. He played decent against them the first time around, but I don't know. I'm not sure if
you go Mateus. You go Mateus here.
Yeah, I'm going Mateus for sure.
Yeah.
Next, Collins, Funchess, or Traquan. Need one of them.
Funchess for me. He's playing Tampa.
Yep.
I think I would lean Collins here. He's been getting at least 11 touches for the last 6 weeks, and that's 11 carries. That's not even including the couple receptions that he's gotten. And he's looked pretty decent. So I don't hate Funchess, but I like the guaranteed touches with Collins.
I don't know if there's that much guaranteed. I mean, he's added another piece.
You think he's going to come in this week and take much?
You never know. Even if it's a carry or 2 or 3.
Are we even sure that they're going to use him as a running back?
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, but
I was wondering if they traded for him to be a wide receiver.
See, that's very or just some kind of
Snead.
Yeah, Snead. He dropped a couple passes last few weeks. I think he pissed Flacco off. That's why they got the other guy. The other guy who pisses off quarterbacks.
Yep, you could be right. Flacco just could be pissed off and then replaced.
All right, so I think we're going Funchess there, guys. Next, we have Njoku or Dixon at tight end.
I don't think Njoku's going to have a bad game.
Njoku.
So I'm going to go Njoku.
I'm there. I understand you're hurt. Put up a goose egg. Njoku's the guy.
That doesn't happen twice.
Can I jump in on a little tight end talk here? Because there's some tight end questions I saw as well. Actually, one is mine, to be honest. But there were a couple of guys. Do you guys got any good feelings about Cameron Brate now that Fitz is back?
Not a ton. Not a ton, honestly.
Nah. unfortunately, my good feelings were with Winston, and it's breaking my heart. A lot of scenarios, the Peyton Barber situation, the Cameron Brate situation. It's a lot of depressing moments out there in Tampa.
Okay.
But I mean, Fitz he's making Jackson look good. He's gonna make Evans look good again. So Godwin.
Steve, let me just say this here for you, buddy. Brate has only seen 17 targets on the season. O.J. Howard has already seen 34.
Yep.
All right. Dixon or this guy from Houston?
Thomas?
Yeah.
Ryan Griffin's going to be back.
Yeah, I'm going Dixon on that one.
Yeah, Dixon.
All right, good. I got one from the Mixer MGB 1026. Pick 3. Standard. Keenan, Allen, DJ Moore, Allen Robinson, Amendola, Marvin Jones, and T.Y. Who he thinks
How
is
many?
on a 3 and standard. But I think hang on, Indianapolis is on a bye, aren't they?
T.Y.'s on a bye.
Say T.Y.
Well, you didn't let me finish, dude. He had quotation mark or parentheses bye, so he's out. So it's Marvin Jones, Amendola, Robinson, DJ Moore, and Keenan Allen. I need 3 in standard.
So for sure, Keenan Allen and Marvin Jones for me.
Yep. Same here. Agree.
And I'm probably going to lean. I don't really want to play Allen Robinson against Buffalo.
Yeah,
I go DJ Moore. Yeah, go for it. Go DJ Moore against Tampa.
All right. There you go.
I would go Robinson over Moore, even though I'm not a big fan of him going against Buffalo.
Okay. Well, he can pick his poison on that. We'll narrow it down. It's Keenan Allen and Marvin Jones, and we'll let you decide between Allen Robinson and DJ Moore.
All right. Winston 27. Ingram or Alex Collins this week?
Ingram.
Okay. That's all I got. Back to the mail sack with John Silver.
All right. Back into the candy sack here. Crowell or Jalen Richard?
I want the Crows.
Yeah, give me Crow.
He's playing Miami. They are a terrible run defense.
Caw. Give me the Crow. He is going to feast. They've given up, the 4th most points to running backs this season? Crow should have a big game.
I like Richard, but give me Crow.
Okay, so we're going Crow. You see my eyes? Who do I start in a standard? Amendola, Crabtree, or Cootie?
I'm leaning Crabtree.
Give me Dola.
Yo, you're gonna have the crabs this week, dude. 2 for Crabtree, 1 for Amendola.
Scratchy.
That's right, and it's because this is a standard. I think Crabtree has the best shot at the end zone.
Yep.
Coco Pax says 2 questions. 1, is David Moore worth a pickup in PPR?
Yeah.
Yes.
He was probably my 6th wide receiver to pick up that would be likely there this week on waivers. But, yeah. 2nd, he says, would you play Sutton over DT? I would this week.
I would. I absolutely would.
Yeah, because flipping over to a brand new team, players generally are not just going to jump in and then just ball out.
Depends on the health of the guys there. So, yeah.
Okay, Cruise Control says, who wins the trade? He gets Shady and Edelman for Howard and Sanders.
Next question, please.
You don't want to answer?
Because it's easily Howard and Sanders. Am I wrong on this?
I would prefer the Howard Sanders side, but I think it's closer.
It's not outrageous.
Cohen's been balling out, so Howard has clearly taken a step back. I like Sanders more than I do Edelman for sure, but
if you own Jordan Howard, would you trade him straight up for Shady McCoy?
I think it's about even at this point in the season.
I don't
think it's a wash.
I don't think anybody's trading Howard straight up for Shady McCoy at this point in the season. And
I think it's a wash.
And you're not going to trade Sanders straight up for Edelman.
Probably not. I would rather have Sanders.
Yeah.
I'd rather have Edelman than a PPR. Well, just period, I guess. I'd rather have Edelman.
Okay, so he's not saying whether what format this is. So I'm just assuming a half point really is what I'm doing on this. But where's Howard even at? I mean, it's not like Howard's. He's not in the. Is he even in the top 25?
I'm looking him up right now.
He's just about turning it on now, But
neither he or McCoy is in the top 25. So
yeah,
no.
I think I'd rather take McCoy and Edelman though. It's close.
It's close. It is closer, but I think that I would rather have this. I love Sanders. I absolutely love Sanders. I've been preaching him all off season. So I would rather have the Howard Sanders side of this, but it's closer. It's closer.
And a half point, Howard is running back 30, and for full disclosure, McCoy is 41.
Okay. He's also, yeah.
Better have my donuts.
What?
Were you guys done?
I think it was the cat again.
I'm sorry. No. I couldn't find my horn sound, so I played Delonte West.
You better have my donuts.
You better have my donuts. We got a couple callers here. We got Lewis from the Facebook is on hold, but first up, it's Briar calling all the way from Kansas. Briar, welcome to the Sleepwire Show.
Hey, how's it
What's
going,
up, Brian?
guys? Thanks for doing this on Halloween.
Absolutely.
So I got a question for you. I'm in a 10-man standard. I'll read off my team. I got Mahomes, I got Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, Antonio Brown, Thielen. Picked up Jared Cook, but I also have Njoku. Got Kerryon Johnson. I'm sitting with Carson, Dalvin Cook, and Aaron Jones, and then Keenan Allen and John Brown. So my team's looking pretty good, and I started off 1-4, and I'm on I'm 5-3 now. So, or
nice.
1-3, and I'm 5-4 now. So, or that's not math. Sorry, but
we understand 1-3, and you're 5-3.
Yeah, there's no math on the show.
Sorry. So I'm sitting nice, but I'm at the point where I have enough depth that I think I need to use Chubb, Kerryon, or some of those other running backs and work my way to get one more stud.
You want to start working
smart
your
idea,
sexy
or
pieces.
should I just?
Yep. Yeah, you want to start working your sexy pieces, meaning the guys that are scoring right now. The guys that we're thinking recency bias on. You want to go ahead and package those guys to go ahead and try to get a guy, like a stud running back, a stud receiver that somebody's down on, or maybe on the bye.
Yeah,
you can do that. Go ahead.
I had a guy contact me about Zeke, and he's 1-7 right now, so he's not sitting pretty at all. So he wants 3 running backs for Zeke. And originally it was sitting at, he wanted Dalvin Cook, Kerryon Johnson, and Chubb. But I talked him out of Chubb, and he wants Cook, Kerryon, and Carson now. So I don't know. I think I'm paying too much at that point.
That is.
I'm taking it.
How many running backs can you start a week?
3. It's just 2 running backs and a flex.
Okay, so no extra flex or anything like that. And then so that would leave you with Hunt, Zeke, Adams,
and Chubb.
So you would have
4.
Jones
too, right?
Yeah, it would leave me with Hunt, Chubb, Aaron Jones, and
I like it.
Yeah, that's probably okay. I know that you're paying up a lot for that, and in most circumstances, you wouldn't want to do that. But I think getting that upgrade for Zeke, and then you can go play the waiver wire, because in a 10-man, there's obviously going to be some good players still sitting there. So you can go play that and pick some of those guys up and capitalize on another elite talent.
Yeah, I would do it as well. I would try to see if he'll send you something back as well. You're giving up three running backs. He's going to have to cut pieces anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, he wanted to give me Ivory, but I'm not even going to touch that with a stick. But he said he'd throw me Olsen, but that would leave me with 3 tight ends, which I could obviously shop with.
Right.
Yeah, I would do that. Take the value. Yep. Take Zeke and Olsen for those 3 guys.
Yep.
Yeah. So it'd be Zeke and Olsen for Dalvin Cook, Kerryon Johnson, and Chris Carson.
Yes, that's the one I would do.
Yep.
Okay.
I do
and
either
rest
one.
of the season schedule doesn't scare you?
No, it's Zeke. He's a monster.
Yeah, he's going to get the volume.
Yeah. I'm hoping Cooper opens up the offense too a little bit.
I mean, what does Zeke have? He has Tennessee, Philly, Atlanta, Washington, New Orleans, Philly, Indy, Tampa. I mean, there's some decent defenses in there, but nobody scares me. I don't. What? There's really not many defenses this year that scare me. Period. Except for the Bears when Khalil Mack is healthy. I guess the Rams when they had everyone, but other than that, Jacksonville had 40 put up on them by Dallas. Defenses just don't look that scary.
And the way I also think of it is I'm selling 3 guys that are all in committees, so nothing's guaranteed, especially with Cook coming back.
Sure. It's a good trade. You should go do that.
Okay. I'll go sell it right now. You guys are helping me build my championship team.
Definitely. Let us know how it's going.
That is what we do.
Sounds good.
All right, buddy. Thank you for calling.
One more question, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, man.
What do you guys do, Cooker and Njoku this week?
Cook.
If you get Olsen, I would do Olsen.
Yes. Yep. Seriously.
Okay.
But it'd be Cook for me.
Sounds good to me.
Otherwise.
Okay. Sweet. Thank you, guys.
All right,
Yep.
Briar.
Good luck.
Have a good night, bud. Okay. You caught me. You caught me eating Butterfinger. Probably one of my least favorite Halloween. We should have been asking people what's their favorite and least favorite Halloween candy. We can start with this caller. This guy is from the Facebook group. He asked questions in there. It's Luis. Luis, what's your favorite Halloween candy and your least favorite Halloween candy?
I have to go with my favorite, Baby Ruth.
Okay.
Least favorite, I think it's overrated, Snickers.
That is kind of plain Jane. I don't know. What's your least favorite candy? Do you have one?
Favorite candy?
My favorite candy?
Snickers, that's hard to say.
Snickers.
So you're with it. You're with the caller. You're with the caller. Okay.
Yeah, I was Snickers, yeah.
Okay. So what do you got for us?
All right, I need to flex one of these guys, full PPR. Cooper Kupp, Kenny Galladay, or Nick Chubb.
George, what do you think here?
I'm going with that smooth, silky fine Kenny Galladay.
Ooh, okay.
Kenny G. Give me that Kenny G.
After that 2-target week, he said, give me Kenny G.
Yep.
I think I'm going Nick Chubb here.
Yeah, I'm going Chubb.
Although I don't hate
Chubb with the matchup at Kansas.
Yes. Yep. I think that's a pretty good matchup.
All right.
Galladay's not a bad play either with Tate no longer being there. So really either of those two I'd be perfectly happy with. But I lean Chubb.
Now, I'm a big Baldwin fan. What do you guys think about the rest of the season with him? I know he's probably going to be playing about 80% healthy.
I like him.
I'm happy I don't have him.
All right.
That's where I'm at. Tyler Lockett's been the man. And George, what do you think? You like Baldwin rest of the season?
I own him in quite a few leagues, so I'm forced to like him for the rest of the season, if I'm being honest.
How are you feeling about it?
After last week, not as good as I was the week previous, but up and down, man. It's waves. It comes and it goes.
Yeah, he's right on my bench until I see something consistent. I just have Cook coming off the IR, so I need to possibly move 2 players to get one this week for a trade. So I was thinking about moving him with Alex Collins to get another receiver or running back.
Do it.
Yeah, do it. I would do it.
Both of those players are
headaches. I think Collins is done.
Hell yeah.
I think with Dixon's coming back, so with him fumbling, I don't think that's going to be good for him.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see how that one plays out. But definitely, if you can package those two together and get something reliable, do it.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for your help.
All right,
Good
Luis.
luck, bud.
Thank you
Good
for
luck,
calling.
man.
It was good to get a call from somebody on the Facebook group. That's cool. That makes me feel good about getting up there and posting it. It actually works.
Outreach. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Outreach.
Working.
So in the mixer, Curtis is trying to grease me up here. Stevie did a great job on the great debate. All right, Curtis. Thank you for the compliment, but he's trying to sneak another question in as well. He's trying to slip.
You did do a great
trying
job.
to slip one in here to grease me up. So full PPR: Carson, Crowell, or Cooper the Pooper. His words, not mine. I would go Carson here. I think.
I'm gonna go Crowell against Miami.
Going Carson too.
I'm leaning Carson, but I really kind of want to go Crow with George here.
All right, so I'll tell him 1.5 votes for Crowell.
Yeah, tell him 2 for Carson and 1.5 for Crowell.
No, you're split 2.5 for Carson, Crowell 1.5. All right, there you go. Thank you, Curtis. Back to the mail sack. We got where did we leave off? Cruise control, I think. Or did we finish that one?
Cruise control.
Did we finished that one up. Right. We're on NorCal.
Cool.
NorCal says, if you had to ride one DST the rest of the way with $1 left, obviously DSTs are gone. Cowboys, Washington, Seattle, LA Chargers are all left. And Kansas City. Who would you guys take?
I think if I had $1 and I had to use it for a defense for the rest of the year, I think I'm going to go Washington. It's close between Washington and Dallas.
Going boys.
Yeah, I'm going with my boys. Give me the boys. And honestly, I think Chargers will do decent. Is Joey Bosa coming back anytime soon? Does anyone know?
I don't know. That guy has been. All I've been seeing from him was bad reports, injured, and I mean, like he's still not. Actually, hang on. I think it was something recent. You guys can talk while I'm looking.
Okay, I'm just looking at the schedules. Washington has Atlanta, Tampa, Houston, Dallas, Philly, Giants, Jacksonville, and Tennessee. Although I do kind of like that.
Yeah, end of the season schedule. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a week to week with Bosa. He came out and said he's working through it, and but he's not making any promises. He's gonna be ready when his foot is ready, and his foot's not ready. So we'll see.
I'm probably gonna go. I'm actually gonna switch to Washington. I love my boys, but they have a lot tougher schedule. They have New Orleans on the slate. They have Philly twice. They have Indianapolis in there. They have Atlanta.
Yeah, it's for me. It was totally schedule based. Washington's schedule is not that bad at all.
I like Dallas this week.
Yeah, this week, yes.
But after that,
season,
it's Washington for me. Okay, what else we got here, Steve?
This next guy, Goodwrench12, he sent me a friend request on SleeperApp, so now we're friends.
Hey,
buddy.
All right.
That makes me happy.
You're besties.
Is Sutton worth the number one waiver priority? I say absolutely.
No.
No.
Say number one.
No. I had the number one waiver priority in the league, and he was there, and I did not use it on him. I don't think he's worth the number one waiver.
I mean, we're going into week 9. I guess you can hold it, but what better is going to come up?
Well, he's got 4 other guys here too: David Moore, DJ Moore, Devontae Parker, Kiki, or Sanu. I think I go Kiki or Sanu over Sutton, right?
I would not, but I guess if he's saying that, what he can do is just not use it, and he'll be able to pick one of those guys up off of free agency and save it.
Yeah,
I do that.
Yeah,
I do that.
So that's probably what I would do also, and I like all those guys. I did pick up. I got some shares this week of all 3 of those: TJ Moore, Parker, and Kiki, as well as Sutton. But Sutton's the guy I was most excited about. DJ could ball out. DJ could absolutely be the guy that balls out rest of season out of these guys. I like Kiki a lot. Having Demaryius Thomas go there now, it does make me a little bit skeptical as to where these other guys look to be going into kind of shining situations with no one ahead of them.
Are we just saying like we like DT just based on the fact of what we've seen him do in the past, though? Because like if we just look at what he's done this year, it's really not a whole lot that's impressive.
No, he hasn't done a whole lot that's impressive, but Case Keenum has not looked impressive. Right. He's found Sanders, but he has not looked impressive. Yeah. So having Hopkins on the other side with Deshaun Watson, Demaryius Thomas can still ball out it.
He's better than Kiki.
No, I agree. I just want to make sure that we're not overvaluing DT based off his name. That's all.
I'm trying not to. It's more targets. How many targets are there really going to be with Deshaun Watson having the highest target share of any wide receiver for any team in the NFL? He has the highest share of targets for his team. So with that being there, and then DT now being there, how many targets are realistically left for Kiki? And I love Kiki as a talent. I was another guy I was talking about in the offseason. Love Kiki. I think he's better than Will Fuller, talent-wise.
And I agree with that, to be honest.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But no, so I'm backtracking. Probably not worth your number one waiver priority with these other guys there. I do expect Sutton to have a pretty strong back half here, though. OBJ15, should I trade my Alshon and Miller for CMC and Edelman? Assuming it's Lamar Miller, that's absolutely right.
Yeah.
He's trading away Lamar Miller and Alshon for Christian McCaffrey and Edelman?
Yes.
I think that's a no-brainer. Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
Agree. Who's?
I think he's muted.
Okay.
Next, best Week 10 streaming QB while Cousins is on bye. So we're looking ahead here for Week 10.
Yeah, I've got to look to see who's even available.
Well, he put the picture. I don't know if you guys can see the picture.
Yeah, so it's Blake Bortles, Marcus Mariota, Ryan Tannehill, Jameis, Eli, Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, and Josh Rosen.
I'm going Eli.
Honestly, yeah, it's either Eli or Marcus Mariota. Mariota's playing New England, and Eli's playing San Francisco that week.
I'm going Eli.
Yep, I'm going Eli there too. Let's see. Okay, what do we have next here? Texas 23, Devontae Parker, the real deal? Parker or Funchess, PPR?
Funchess for me.
Yeah, I definitely want Parker on my teams to be the guy to, have the choice to play him going forward. But having a 1 week good game is not enough for me to say I'm going to start him right now.
Yeah, we've seen this from Parker before. He'll go out and have a really good game, and then next week it's a dud. He's just not consistent. And then, this is the first game he's really gotten any type of playing time this year as well. So I want to see it. I want to see it more before I want to label him as something I trust throwing in my lineup.
Yep, I'm there. Next we have year of who to flex: Fitz, Mitch Trubisky, or Joe Flacco this week. Fitz, Mitch Trubisky, or Joe Flacco.
I'm leaning Trubisky.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going Fitz. I don't want to play Trubisky against Buffalo. I think he's going to throw a bunch of picks. I could see that. I could very easily seeing this be a very low scoring game, or seeing the defenses score more touchdowns than the offenses here.
Yeah, I'm just worried that if Fitz comes out and has a bad half, he's going to get benched for Jameis.
That's fair. That's fair. I just don't. I think Trubisky comes back to earth. He's had some really good games. He's had 3 in a row, I think, that have been really good.
He's got that safe floor. I love his floor. He's got a safe floor. He's had 4 good games in a row.
Okay.
He had Tampa. He had the bye week 5 at Miami. 31 against New England. 21 against the Jets. Now he's going to Buffalo. I'm going to roll him with him at Buffalo.
All right. So 1 for Fitz and 1 for the Troubadour. It's the one wants to know. Standard League with 5-point bonus for 100-yard game. Pick 2 wide receivers. DJ Moore, Baldwin, David Moore, or MVS.
Well, I don't think any of those guys are going to get you 100 yards. If any of them do, it's probably going to be Baldwin. If you make me pick 2, I'm going to go Baldwin and DJ Moore.
Yeah, that's where I'm at also. And then he says pick a flex in the same league, Aaron Jones or Alex Collins.
I'm going to go Aaron Jones.
I'm going Aaron Jones also. Sunday night against the Packers. Oh, he is. Okay, he has Tyler Boyd on bye. He's T.Y. Hilton on bye. Yeah. Okay.
I think he posted his team and he's got a question below it.
Oh, okay. Another league, he's 2-6. Needs to win badly. The wrong decision. Win badly. The wrong decision.
He wants us to set his lineup.
Okay.
All right. I love these. I love these.
Okay. So,
please set my lineup. We need your password, your social security number, and your address. We'll do it for you every week. We promise. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. So he's starting. Lindsey. Let's see if running backs that he has on the bench. Would you play Howard or Aaron Jones over Kenyon Drake or Nick Chubb?
I may play Jones over Drake.
Yeah, I think I would do that also. Jones over Drake. And wide receivers, he has Woods and Hopkins in. I think I like both. He has Juju on the bench, though. Would you play Juju in your flex?
I was going to say I might flex Juju, actually. So it comes down to either Juju or Aaron Jones, and I think I'm leaning Juju.
Okay, I think I'm going Aaron Jones. For some reason, I just feel like Pittsburgh has a rough week against Baltimore this week. So, but we're between Aaron Jones and Juju here for your flex. We think everything else looks pretty good.
Yeah.
You have the Bears defense against Buffalo, which is beautiful this week. And I like Austin Hooper over Trey Burton also.
Yeah, I do too.
So good luck. Let us know how this plays out. Did we already do these Mixler ones here?
Hang on. We had a caller. Let me look where you're at. What Mixler ones? Oh, the only one I have in Mixler right now that we haven't done is Ricardo Banks, Amendola or David Moore, half-point PPR.
I'm going Amendola.
Who was the other one? Amendola and who?
David Moore.
David Moore.
Yeah, I'm going Amendola here also.
Amendola. I do like David Moore, though. He did look good this week. Black Mamba. Hey, guys. In a standard format, choose 2 RBs and 1 flex. I'm already starting Cousins, Antonio Brown, Hopkins, and Olsen. So here's our choices. We need 2 running backs and a flex.
All right. I'm starting Lindsey, and I think I'm starting Carry-On.
Lucas,
I think I'm going to start Chubb in my flex.
Lucas, can you see the choices?
No.
Okay. So
Okay.
Lindsey, Drake, Miller, Carry-On, and Chubb as running backs. He needs 2 of those. And then same list plus Ridley needs a flex. Standard.
Lindsey and Carry-On with Chubb as the flex. Is that an option?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that's what I would go. What'd you say, George?
Exact same thing. Lindsey and Carry-On as running backs, flexing Chubb.
Beautiful.
All right.
Flex your Chubb.
Yeah, there you go. Standard League for MGB 1026. Standard League. Thoughts on Josh Adams in Standard? Also looking at McGuire. My backs are David Johnson, Eckler, Breda, and Latavius. Sounds like one of my teams. Jesus. except I don't have David Johnson. I'm starting the other 3. So Josh Adams. I liked what I saw this week. I don't know. I think we talked about him on the Tuesday show. We're not sure if he's going to get a full-time role. He could emerge, but it's a risk on a team that likes to pass. That just got another pass catcher. So
yeah.
I don't know.
The Eagles. So Steve, I'm going to give you all the credit in the world. A couple of weeks ago, you compared the Eagles to the Patriots. And that comparison is so true right now with all the running backs that they have in that backfield. You just don't know who to use from week to week. Yeah. We like Adams, but just because we like Adams, that doesn't mean not Bill Belichick, but that doesn't mean that the Eagles are going to use him. They're going to use their committee of backs.
You know the coach's name. You just think Bill Belichick's coaches both teams? Is that it?
Listen, I mean, he might as well, dude, right? I mean, the Eagles mirrored everything the Patriots have done.
What if he's got some mind control powers? So if you're going to stash Adams or McGuire, who are you going with?
I'm stashing McGuire.
Ooh. Yeah. No, I'm going Adams. He looked like the best running back to me. And so to me, that means that if they get smart and use him and he continues to perform, then maybe he just gets that duty. Clement looked like garbage. Smallwood looks like he has Smallwood. You know what I'm saying? And we like Darren Sproles whenever he comes back, kind of. But Adams clearly looks like the best guy, and I don't think that there's ever anything more than a 50-50 split for Elijah McGuire in the best possible scenario without an injury. So I think Adams has a more clear path to a bell cow type back.
All right. I like that. I tend to lean Adams just a slight bit more for the upside. Although I wouldn't mind stashing. With this guy's running backs, I wouldn't mind stashing either one. Ricardo Banks, quarterback question. Phillip Rivers or Fitzmagic this week?
Rivers.
Okay. Coming up next, back to the Mailsack.
If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
Can I read it this week?
Yeah, do it.
All right, because you guys' Rock impressions suck.
I never said it was good.
Really
George's
bad.
Was pretty good, though.
George's
decent.
was the closest. All right, so The Rock wants to know. Oh, and The Rock emailed us, too. So I know The Rock's real name now. The Rock says... What does he say? Oh, defense question. Would you take the Vikings or Detroit or Chiefs or Cleveland? Trying to grab
read it like The Rock.
No, I'm going to answer like The Rock.
Oh, okay.
Trying to grab Redskins off the waivers. If I get the Redskins, would you start them over the Vikings or the Chiefs?
Ooh. I think we were... I think I'm going with the Chiefs this weekend.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's Vikings, Chiefs, or Redskins. I was reading the verses. Yeah, Vikings, Chiefs, or Redskins this week.
Chiefs for me, but we talked about we like the Redskins going forward rest of the season.
Yeah, this 1 week I'm going to go with the Chiefs, but rest of the season I'd much prefer the Redskins.
You take that Redskins defense, shine it up real nice, turn that sumbitch sideways and stick it right up your opponent's candy ass. Oh, that's the draft. That's the draft noise. I don't know what that means. It means we had a call, but he just dropped off. Damn it. Well, call back.
He thought you were going to put a Redskins defense up his candy ass.
Call back. The number is 256-56-SLEEP. If you guys want to call in, 256-567-5337. We can take your calls now. We got nobody on the line. Otherwise, we're just going to jump back into a username that I think Professor Chris would love. Destroy Tom Brady. He's going to like that one.
This is Professor Chris's alias.
It probably is, yeah.
All right. Do you want to, Steve? You should just keep reading these.
Okay, I can do that. We don't have any calls. So destroy Tom Brady. I got one. I got one. Well, tell me to read, and I can't. Will Marvin Jones end up being a top 15 receiver by the end of the year? Boom.
On the cusp.
Yeah, I think that he could be I think he'll be a top 15 rest of way. Whether he finishes as a top 15, I don't think he will. I love Marvin Jones, though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much that's going to affect your fantasy decisions, but if you're just a Marvin Jones fan, I don't know. I gotta see what's going on with the Lions. I gotta figure out if they're mailing it in or if they're trying to make improvements. What's going on with them? One STYLANBRZ. I don't know what the hell to say that. Who do I start? Allison or Kiki in full PPR?
Is Kiki playing?
I don't even know if he's cleared to play yet, so it'd be Allison.
If Kiki's playing, I'm going Kiki. Sneaky Kiki.
I'm going to go Allison, even if he plays.
Allison just didn't do much last game, and I know it was against the Rams, but Valdez looks like he has a spot there.
Oh, he does, but I'm just concerned that Kiki's going to be limited. I don't know how effective he's going to be.
Okay, all right.
Okay, I would go Allison too, just a little bit safer. Powell 69, Kirk Cousins or Cam Newton? That would be
Cam. I believe Cam Newton is playing the Tampa Bay Bucks, so I will go with Cam Newton.
I'm going Cam also.
Yeah. All right. I think I may have read this wrong. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Gabriel or Amendola? This is the one first Wirnables. Gabriel or Amendola PPR?
Amendola.
Yeah, give me, as my friend calls him, Ambulance Dola.
Ambulance, yeah, if he's out there.
Yeah, I'd take him too. MGB 1026, pick 3 standard. I believe we already did this on the Mixer chat. Done. All I do is win 76. Breeze or Fitzpatrick, 4-point touchdown. Fitz for me.
Yep, me too.
I'm going to go Breeze.
You're not nervous, huh? You think he's going to come out slinging?
Again, like I said, it's so hard to tell somebody to sit Breeze, especially when it's a rocky quarterback situation in Tampa. I wouldn't be surprised if the Carolina Panthers come out and make him look bad the first half, and second half, here comes Winston. That quarterback situation, there's nothing solid. They have no allegiance right now to either Fitzpatrick or Winston. And if I have somebody that's a solid quarterback like Breeze, I'm easily starting Breeze.
All right. I guess I'd go, I don't know. I'm about 50-50 split here.
I don't know what to do. All I do is win because I like Fitzpatrick this week, and Lucas is down the middle.
I'm going Fitz. I'm going Fitz still.
All right.
If Jameis was suspended for 4 more games, my answer would be Fitz, but he's not, so I can't do it.
I think Fitz gets the whole game.
I think so too. Yeah. Even if he stinks, I don't think they're going to cut him in the middle of the game. Shinester, what are we doing with Doug Baldwin? rest of season? Would you drop him for Sutton, Breida, or DJ Moore? If not, would you play Baldwin this week over Sony or Dalvin if either guy plays this week coming off injury? So first of all, if Sony or Dalvin plays, would you play Baldwin over either one of those guys?
No.
Not even close.
Okay. And then would you drop Baldwin for the rest of the season to get someone like Sutton, Breida, or DJ Moore?
I'd consider it for Sutton.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too.
Okay.
I've taken the Baldwin cure. I just don't really want him on my team, so I'd probably try to trade him or package him 2 for 1 like the other guy was doing, see if he can clear up a space and then grab Sutton. But
yeah,
that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm kind of falling out of love with Baldwin as well. So this was a question submitted about this is like a league question, so it's not so much players. So it's a bit long. So it's a Gascony 6. All right, so I'll read the whole thing and then we can unpack it. I am the commissioner in my league. In our league, we have a husband and wife team that each have their own teams. The wife knows nothing beyond setting her lineup and picking up replacements when she has bye weeks. All of a sudden this week, she picks up Ryan Fitzpatrick as her third quarterback to block me from doing it as the Jameis owner. So he had Jameis and she picked up Fitzpatrick. Her husband makes these types of moves all the time. I'm currently ahead of her, and quite obviously is her husband running the team. I'm leaning toward taking the player back and putting him back on free agency. I would email the league and let them know what I did, and anyone else could bid on him. What do I do?
My answer? You leave Ryan Fitzpatrick on her team. You unless you can prove 100% without a doubt that it was the husband that did it, you as a commissioner, you can't go to somebody else's team and take a player off their team and put it on the waivers just because it affects you. You can't do that.
Yeah, if you feel like there's other collusion that's been going on from them that needs to be addressed, but you also can't just address it when it affects your team. If this is something that you know has been going on, or if this is just the first thing, then if you want to bring it up to the league and make it very clear that there will be, that this will not be tolerated, especially when there's money on the line, then that's fine. But I don't think that you can prove collusion here, maybe at most coaching.
Yeah, you can't prove it. Go ahead. Sorry.
It's not like a couple's not going to talk. They're in the same fantasy football league together. What do you think is going to happen? You think that they're not going to talk fantasy football? I mean, come on.
And I mean, listen, if it was not the commissioner's team, but it was somebody else's team, would the commissioner have an issue with it? Odds are probably not, because it doesn't directly affect them. I think the only reason they're raising a stink about it is because it directly affects them. And to be honest, I really don't care if the husband told the wife to do it or not, to be brutally honest. I think it's good strategy.
I don't think that's the issue at all. I think his issue is that this manager suddenly doing strategies that they haven't been doing before, that the other person who they're living with has been doing. So, I mean, it looks bad. It looks like there's coaching. You can't prove it, though. So all you can do right now is avoid playing with these people again. Kind of go back to what George said. As commissioner, you have a choice to make. If you go ahead and start editing people's teams, that's going to make you look bad as a commissioner, and the rest of those people might not want to play with you anymore. But if you just leave them be, you make it apparent, say, hey, I don't know what's going on. This looks suspicious. We're going to let it stand, but I'm going to be paying attention to you two from now on. Now they look like the bad people, and no one's going to want to play with them. And you might just have to eat it this week or this month. You don't know what's going to happen, so make them look like the bad guys rather than you look like the bad guy, the power hungry commish. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Court adjourned.
Court adjourned.
I don't have the Judge Judy music ready. Black Mamba 24 from the Mixler. Someone in my league has Ingram on the bench. He wants to do a RB swap. What should I offer him? On the block. Sorry. Black Mama, we don't know what you have, so I mean, it's hard to say what you should offer for Ingram. If you're looking for like a range of people, we can kind of go into that.
Yeah, we need to know what. So this player's on the block. We need to know what that guy's team is, his or her team, what they're looking for. We just need a lot more information than this. If you can get it to Steve.
Okay. In the meantime, Gary B. Walker from the Mixer. Commissioner vetoed a trade that he offered to me and I accepted. I called him out for abuse of power and now the league is crushing him for it. Was I wrong to shame him the way I did? What do you think about Commissioner veto powers? I don't like playing with Commissioner veto powers. Well, I mean, you kind of have to. I like playing with no vetoes in general. Like, nobody can vote on trades. Trades are accepted immediately. And then, as commissioner, I try to be fiduciary. And if I see something egregiously wrong and cheating, then I can back it up. But, for someone, once a trade is accepted, for a person in power to veto that trade is bullshit. And you should have shamed him, and you should have called him out on it, and you shouldn't play with this scumbag anymore.
That's right. Public shaming is probably number one thing to help change the unruly actions of other people. What I will say is there's really two cases for vetoes, and it's either obvious collusion and that's generally when you're playing for money or playing for some sort of stakes. Obvious collusion, vetoes should happen if you can prove that. And then the other one is if you're playing for like a fun league and you have some new people in there and some people that really know what they're doing, and a veteran's clearly taking advantage of a newer player and a newer player's team, then maybe you step in and kind of help guide that. But otherwise, I can't really see a circumstance.
All right.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the trade he should have embarrassed the hell out of the commissioner. The commissioner offered the trade up. It was offered and accepted. There's no reason to veto it.
Nope. Right. I don't know. Black Mama gave us his team. So, okay, he's looking to trade for Ingram. So he's got A.B. Hopkins. You're not giving them up. Alshon and Ridley. Running backs got Carrion, Lindsey, Miller, Drake, Smallwood, and Chubb. Lindsey actually popped into my head when he asked it without any information. I was like, Lindsey might be a good trade. That would be an upgrade for me, I think, to get Ingram for Lindsey.
We're talking Mark Ingram.
Yeah.
Doesn't it sound like his running backs are pretty okay?
Yeah, they're not bad.
Read his running backs again.
Carrion, Lindsey, Miller, Drake, Smallwood, and Chubb.
I mean, try to trade Drake and Miller for Ingram.
Yeah, those are the two that stuck out for me as well. If I'm doing a 2-for-1, it would have been Miller and Drake.
There's no guarantee that Mark Ingram outproduces either Phillip Lindsay or Kerryon Johnson this season. The rest of the season.
Oh, I don't think
Chubb.
I don't think he outproduces Kerryon.
Or Chubb.
I think he could outproduce Miller, Chubb, Smallwood definitely, Drake probably. Lindsey, yep. I don't know. That's why I thought Lindsey was more of a lateral move just to get a player on a better team, a more prolific offense. That was my thinking.
Yeah, but Lindsey's the guy on a pretty good offense where they just lost. They just traded, that he just becomes even more of the focal point of that offense with DT being gone. Right. So
we're saying
I like Lindsey. I like Lindsey a lot. He's a RB2, fringe RB1 rest of the season guy for me.
Move Miller and Drake or Miller or Drake for Ingram. Fair enough.
Yeah, Miller, Drake, Smallwood. I mean, any combination of those would be absolutely beautiful.
I would offer all three just to get Smallwood off my team.
to get all three of them off your team. I mean, they're all headaches.
Take out the trash. All right, that's it for the Mailsack question. Let me just double check. I think we're good. Actually, we got a couple more ones here. I think. Is this from this week? Yes. Somebody wanted to text in. No, you can't text in. Sorry.
Hold on. Yeah, they can. Hold on. Let me give you Jason's cell phone number. Let me know when you have pen and paper.
Texas 23. PPR League. I'm trading Diggs for James White. Good trade?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I like that trade.
Yeah, I guess it depends on what you got, but it's pretty even. It's pretty even.
James White's balling out.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is. Diggs can ball out too. He should be balling out soon as well.
He can, but the running back position is so scarce.
Yeah.
For ballers right now, wide receivers, kind of a lot of them.
Dude, I hate your name. First Y in Burrs. I don't know what the hell that means. Pick 2, PPR. Amendola, Kiki, Gabriel, Allison.
For me, it's Amendola and Kiki if he's playing.
Yeah, because I feel like we just had that Allison v. Kiki debate. So
yeah,
if Kiki's playing, for me, it's Kiki also, especially in a PPR, and Amendola.
Yeah, it's a little different version of his question. Okay. Let's move on to a quick from the email. We've got a couple from the email, and then we're wrapped up for the day. Dustin wants to know, I'm in Dynasty. Should I trade David Johnson for Kerryon Johnson? I have Bell, Connor, and Barkley. I like Kerryon, and I would like to do it because I would be getting younger. By the time the Cardinals figure it out, I'm afraid David Johnson will be too old. Thanks. I like that move.
Yeah, I kind of like that move as well.
I mean, he's got Barkley, and he looks like the real deal. Kerryon Johnson.
Yeah, he's got Barkley, Bell, and Connor. Both of those guys are going to be starting running backs next year. I got no issue with that trade at all.
I don't know, DJ. Still a monster. I don't know. I don't think I'm doing this because DJ's only 2 years older than Kerryon.
I thought it was 26.
Is he?
I thought so.
Let's look this up real quick. Because that'll make the difference for me.
He's 25, 26. Oh, he's 37. No, he's 26.
37?
No, he's 26. I'm joking. He's 26.
Oh, okay.
So it's
okay.
Like, can that team promote Byron Leftwich to head coach and build an offensive line in a season or two? I don't know. That's really the question.
Yeah, I'd probably do it.
All right.
Hurts me.
I don't know. I like the upside on that one. Kerryon's looking real good to me. Jimmy wants to know, 10-team PPR league. He's at 500 record right now. Top 4 wide receivers, Juju, Julio, Kenny G, and Flash Gordon. His top 4 running backs, Melvin Gordon, Sony Michel, James White, and Lindsey. I'm thinking about selling Julio. I'm pretty confident my wide receivers outside of Julio. I know I can start Juju, Kenny, and Gordon the rest of the season. I'm trading Julio and Lindsey for Kareem Hunt. Is this a good trade or a bad trade, knowing I have a replacement at the wide receiver position and I'm landing a top 5 running back? So if he does this move, he will have Cam Newton or Fitzmagic. He'll have Juju, Flash Gordon, Melvin Gordon, Kareem Hunt. And then in his flex, he's got Kenny Golladay, James White, Sony, Chris Thompson, or Deion Lewis for choices.
I don't love it.
I don't love it. I don't hate it either.
Honestly, I just don't think it. The wide receivers aren't that strong to be getting rid of Julio. In a 10-man, Juju and Kenny Golladay and Gordon are going to be your 3?
I think I would try to hold on to Julio, and I may package like a Juju and a Sony and see if that will land me Kareem Hunt. I would feel a lot more comfortable with that.
Yeah, me too. Because I mean, you have James White and Sony, which I don't hate that, but I think I would try to trade one of them. And so at least have one New England running back. I'm just thinking through this in my head right now of who else you could offer. I like Phillip Lindsay quite a bit, and I like Julio too. Obviously, we love Kareem Hunt, but you're giving up quite a bit there.
But I mean,
I'm not a big fan of giving up Julio. I don't hate the trade, but I'm not. Listening to you talk, I'm souring on it a little bit here. I don't like the idea of giving up Julio and Lindsey.
He's 4-4 too, so I think in his head too, he's thinking like, I need to start putting together some wins now.
Yeah, he could be panicking. I don't think he needs to.
Yeah, I'm with you. See what else you can do. I don't hate it. I'm never going to tell you not to get Kareem Hunt. I love Kareem Hunt. I know he started a little rough at the beginning of the season, but see if you don't have to give up your number one wide receiver on a team that you're not absolutely loaded. See if you can give up, or wait till after a big game from Kenny or Juju, or try to trade Juju and Sony, like you said. I would much rather trade Juju and Sony away than I would Julio and Phillip Lindsay.
Or see if you can get another wide receiver back that's got a little more touchdown potential. Because I think that's what you're missing on your team is a wide receiver that's scoring touchdowns. And Julio's just not scoring touchdowns. So see if you can get like a guy that might get in the end zone a couple of more times than Julio will. With Kareem Hunt, that might be a nice little switch around there too. But we'll send you the email answer. I'll send you a link to the show. Jimmy wants to know, this is the same question I put in twice. Sean wants to know, flex this week, Doug Baldwin or Alshon, full PPR?
George, what do you think here?
This one, as tough as it is, I'm going to go with Doug Baldwin just because Alshon's on a bye.
Oh, that might have been an old email. Sorry. I should have checked the date on that
that's
one.
real possible there.
Yeah, that could be an old one. So this one, okay, this next one's more of a trade. James, would you trade Jordan Howard and Goodwin for Amari Cooper and Blunt? No. I don't want anything to do with Cooper or Blunt.
Absolutely not.
No. Need a solid wide receiver 3 for the home stretch. Would be swapping busts, Howard and Amari, for a possible upside. I don't think Howard's a bust. Not yet. I mean, he hasn't been great, but he's not a bust.
And he's not returning on his draft capital.
Yeah.
And neither is Cooper, but I'd rather have Howard right now than Cooper.
Yeah, I think Howard also. I don't see Amari Cooper putting up. I see Amari Cooper's production to be similar to what Des Bryant's production was with Dak.
And this guy
it opens up a lot of things in the middle of the field for the tight end and shorter routes with Cole Beasley, and then it clears some stuff out of the box so Dak can scramble and Zeke has a slightly easier time.
This guy is absolutely loaded at running back. He's got Mixon, Mack, Peterson, Howard, and David Johnson and Gio Bernard. So good job with the handcuff there. Man, I would almost trade. You might get more for David Johnson. Like, you could actually get a usable player if you traded Howard right now. You could get a better third wide receiver. He's got AB, Emmanuel Sanders, Jordy Nelson, Goodwin, and Rashard Matthews. I don't know why you're holding on to Rashard Matthews. He's not even on a team. Is he even on a team at this
Didn't
point?
he just get picked up by the Jets?
I don't know.
Yes,
does it matter? Does it matter? No.
No.
It doesn't. Try to
Matthews.
package. Don't do a 2 for 2 here. Try to trade like Goodwin and Howard or Goodwin and David Johnson for a higher end running back.
Yeah. And it's half point PPR. So see if you can get Tariq Cohen. Shit. You probably won't because he's been so hot, but I think he's got a safer floor in PPR.
Yeah, actually, David Johnson looks like he's doing okay. So if you're going to trade David Johnson away, I would want David Johnson and Goodwin go after like McCaffrey.
Yeah, there you go.
I would want McCaffrey or maybe James White back.
Ooh, there you go. Yeah, so good. It's a pretty good team. I think you just said a little bit wrong on the trade idea. Last one, Alex Sosa looking ahead to the playoffs, trading Austin Eckler for LaShawn McCoy. Good move?
I don't think it is.
I'd be okay with it. I wish I knew what his scoring format was, but Eckler, I mean, he's only in a PPR, he's only had 2 games that weren't double digits. And one of them was a 7-touch, 7-rush game for 60 yards. He just had 0 catches, so he was still averaging 8-9 yards a carry there. and then his other one was an 8-point game against the Rams. Other than that, he's been double digits. Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of a wash, is my real feeling on it.
I'd rather have Eckler just in case if we see with Gordon where he's already missed the game. Yeah. He's questionable coming into this week. I'd rather have Eckler rest of the season than McCoy, just in case if there's something wrong with Melvin Gordon. At least Eckler will be able to step in. He ain't going to give you the Melvin Gordon production, but he's going to give you more production week to week, I think, than McCoy will.
Yeah, that's fair.
I agree. A little bit more upside there. Let's close it out here with Black Mamba. He's back in the Mixer chat. So he's looking at this trade. We were talking about this a minute ago to get Ingram. Standard format, Drake and Ridley. Trade this package for Ingram. You guys like that?
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Because Ingram, he says the Ingram owner is high on Ridley. So, man, if he wants to get Ridley and Drake and you're going to get Ingram, sounds good to me, right?
Absolutely.
Go ahead and do that.
He's got A.B. Hopkins and Elshon at wide receiver, so you're never starting Ridley anyway.
Yeah, you're trading a bench piece right there. Smart.
Yep.
Good shit. All right. Happy Halloween, sleepers. That's it for the show today. We want to thank Hoos. We want to thank George. We want to thank... I'm blanking.
Lucas.
No, let him suffer on air. Let him suffer.
Coming off my sugar high. Guys, if you have more questions you want to reach us on our website, sleepwire.com, go to the free advice button, hit that, send us the email question. We'll answer it. You want to reach us on Twitter at Sleepwire Show, on the Sleeper app. Look for at Sleeperwire LBB for Lucas, at BFTGEO for George, at SW Steve for me, and at Prophet Hoos. Also, tune in Sunday, 11:30 to 1. It's the Blitz, answering your start-sit questions. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll catch you next week, same time.